Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In the previous video, we have created a virtual network and we have created two different subnetwork in there. And in this video, we're going to complete task 2, which is deploy virtual machines into the virtual network. So let's just go to our task 2. And over here, what we're going to do in this lab, we're going to use the Azure Cloud Shell. So let's just click on this and it will bring up the Cloud Shell. And over here what it's telling you, upload the files lab04. So this thing that they're asking that we need to get. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to go back in here. Okay, I'm going to click on the GitHub, open it in a new window. Okay, then I am going to go to the repository. It's no, not that one. Let's see, to the repository itself. And what I'm trying to find is trying to go to view code. Okay, sorry, view code. And over here, all files and labs. Okay, so the file that we need, it said all files labs 04. Okay, so let's get to that file. All files 04 is where we need to go. So pretty much looks like we need both of them. So what I'm going to do, copy this. Just download this. Let's see, view raw. Okay, then save pages and desktop. I can create a new folder, downloaded templates. In there, I'm going to put this one. And what I'll do, I'll also put the other file, which is the loop template.json. So one is the parameter file, another is the template file. Okay, so again, I'm going to do view raw and paste it here. So now what we need really, we need to upload those two files. You see the template, typically you will see a template file and a parameter file. Okay, the parameters will be passed to the template. We need to upload that to the Cloud Shell. To do that, you need to come up and click on this button, say upload, and then go to your desktop and download it templates. Over here, you're going to select both of them and hit open. It says upload destination, it's complete. Just to make sure I have them, I'm going to do a ls here, and looks like I got only one of them. So I'm going to click on this one another time. Oh, not that. This one, upload. Looks like the first one got uploaded, so let's get this one now and do another ls here. And now I have both files available in my Cloud Shell environment. Now over there, what we are gonna do, uh, we're gonna create a resource group, and the resource group name is going to be AZ10404 RG1. Okay, and let's just go back to the resource group that we have already created, AZ10404 RG1. So this resource group that we have created already, okay, now we are storing the name of the resource group in this particular variable. If you hit enter, okay, it says command not found. That is very weird. Oh, I have dollar twice, so let's come back over here. For some reason, no, this, oh, it's, you have to be in the PowerShell window. I'm sorry. So in this one, so the next line here is the new AZ resource group deployment. So that's Azure PowerShell commandlet. So let's go back to the PowerShell. Just hit confirm. And over here, it will change from the bash window to a PowerShell window. What I'll do, I'll run a dir and make sure that I still have those files available, and I do. Now I run this command, rg name is this. Now I can do a echo on rg name to make sure that this variable has the right resource group name. Once I've proven that I do, I'm going to run this command, okay, new easy resource group deployment, and then resource group name is this, so that is the resource group where it will be deployed. So this is the resource group, and you're just saying, okay, go ahead and select this template and select this uh, parameter file, okay, and that's how you would run it. Now the other way really to run this one, if you go uh, to your resource group and click on deployments, okay, so this is one deployment. You may be able to do it from here. I don't see it. So de deploy a custom template, okay. If you want to do the same thing from the portal, you can also do a deploy a custom template, and that will bring up this particular window. And this one, what you do, build your own template in the editor, and here you see you have options that where you can upload files. So you can say load file, and you can upload this one in here as well, and then hit save. Okay, for whatever reason this didn't is this, let me try the template file you gotta upload first. Okay, so let's try to do that. Yeah, so the template file got saved over here. Do you see that? Okay, and the next thing that you do and call edit parameters, and over here you choose the parameter file, okay, and hit save. So what happens, it picks up all the parameters and the template from the two files that we have, okay. It picked up everything, and at this time I can click on review and create, and it will also deploy the virtual machine. So what looks like it's doing, it's going to create one standard D2S v3 with two vCPUs and 8 gigs of memory, uh, and it's going to use the student and admin password, okay. That's probably coming from the parameter file. It's going to use the AZ10404 VNet1, that is a network. And if you go and hit create, it will create the resource. But let's not create from here and just follow the direction here and use our PowerShell command over here. But we're gonna kind of use this one to validate what we just did down here, if that makes sense once we have the resource deployed. So I just ran the script, and you see the blinking line. So that means this PowerShell script is now trying to deploy what I have just asked. While this is getting deployed, let's go back and take a look at those files that we have downloaded. So if I go back to say my desktop and downloaded templates, uh, so our deployment is looks like done, by the way. So VM size standard, uh, D2S v3 VM name string, and then VM admin username is student, admin password it didn't tell you, it just says secure string, virtual network is here. So what I would like you to review is the template, and open up with any editor you like. So over here just kind of go through this. So here you have used a schema, then your content version. Let me just open it with something, maybe PyCharm, okay. And it has all the settings that you're seeing over here. You will see that if you read it properly, you'll figure it out. So schema, then the content version, then within the parameters what you have is VM size, which is a standard D2S v3, and some metadata associated with it. So you can also try to uh, expand or collapse. Then the VM name section has the VM name. Again, its type is string, some metadata description, VM name prefix. Okay, so let's just collapse that one. VM count, type int, default value is 2, and then metadata, number of VMs. So it looks like once the deployment is done, it is going to deploy two different VMs for us. So this VM name, this is probably going to be the prefix, and probably somehow you're adding 1 and 2, something like that, to the VM name, and we'll take a look into that. So collapse, and over here admin username, again it's a string, and description the admin username. And but what you see is the student is not listed here, so I bet the student is most likely coming from the parameter file. We'll take a look into that. Admin password, again you are saying it's a type is a secure string, it's admin password, but the password is not listed here, again something that's probably coming from the parameter file. Virtual network name, type is a string, default value is the virtual network that we have created in the previous video, so we understand that one. Now we have some variables. Now, so you have parameters, so we know that some parameters are defined in here. Some parameters like this two are going to come from the parameter file. Here in the variables you have some more stuff. NIC is the network interface card, that's the name of it. Again, virtual network name actually coming as a parameter as well. Okay, it's probably in the parameter file. Subnet name is subnet 0 name subnet 0, subnet 1 name subnet 1. And you don't have to read and understand every single thing, but overall I would like you to understand what it's doing. Resources name is concatenating your parameter VM name and then copy index. So that's how most likely this is gonna name. So it will name, get the VM name, and then copy index is probably going to add some kind of index in there. So, and again, it's like this is a Microsoft network virtual network, so that is going to configure the virtual network configurations in there. Let's see, over here you have NIC configuration in here, and that's about it. So let's takes a little bit longer and take a quick look at the parameters as well. Let me open that with PyCharm. Got really good and large font. So over here, look at that VM size was actually also parameterized, and we're going to use standard.d2 as v3. And now over here, look at that admin username as student and admin password that you are providing from the parameter file is in clear text, and this is my very secure password. Okay, so you got to know all of that stuff. Now let's come back to the lab. And this method of deploying ARM template uses Azure PowerShell. You can perform the same task by running the equivalent Azure CLI command. Wait for the deployment to complete before proceeding to the next task. It should take about 2 minutes. I think we have spent more than 2 minutes reviewing what happened. So let's just go back to home, and let's just go to the resource group, and this is the resource group that we created. So if everything went well, then I should see two different virtual machines in there. So let's just open that one and look at that. So I'm going to close the PowerShell stuff, and I see the VM0. As I said, it added the 0 uh, at the end, and over here there's another virtual machine, AZ10404 VM1, that is your second virtual machine. Looking at it, looks like everything got deployed in the East US. You have the NIC1 that is associated with VM1. You have a NIC0 that is associated with VM0. And let's even open up the network as well. And if you look at it, the NIC0 actually got associated with the subnet 0, and the NIC1 is associated with subnet 1. That means VM0 is deployed in subnet 0, VM1 is deployed in subnet 1. You can also look at this information from going to the resource group again, and from the say VM blade. So this is the first virtual machine. You can come down to the networking, and the networking usually tell you virtual network or subnet. So this is the virtual network and subnet is 0. Okay, so over here you see that we have a private IP we have created, but we have not created any public IP yet. Okay, let's verify the other one as well. So if I go to the VM1 and go to the networking, I got this is the subnet one, no public IP, but we do get private IP. Okay, so that's the end of task 2. Let's meet in the next task where we're going to configure the private and public IP addresses of the Azure VMs. Thank you.